G'day, and welcome to
Hello and welcome to Ferry's Kitchen again. The recipe I'm going to show you to cook tonight is a lamb shank dish, slow cooked with bacon and green peppercorns. So there's only about 8 or 10 bits and pieces to go into it. So I'll show you the ingredients and then we'll start to cook. Okay, here are all the ingredients you need. Obviously you need your lamb shanks. I've got 4 of them. Just a large onion that I've chopped you know, in 1 or 2 centimetre squares or half-inch squares. About 175 grams of your shortcut bacon, just so it's not as much fat in it. Just got a little 30-gram can of green peppercorns. You can pick them up from any supermarket. I've got a 165-gram packet of rosemary and balsamic dew, which we get that from our local Woolworths store. Hopefully you guys overseas can get something similar. About 250 to 300 ml of beer. This is my brother-in-law's homemade beer. An 820-gram can of just your normal everyday tomato soup that's been condensed, and 2 anchovy fillets. This just adds a bit of saltiness to the dish. You just throw them in whole and they just break down during the cooking process, and you won't even know they're in there at the end. So that's it. So let's start to cook. Okay, into a hot pan we just add a bit of good olive oil, and we're just going to brown off the lamb shanks 2 at a time until they've got a bit of colour on them, and then we'll keep cooking after that. So a bit of oil, throw in a couple of lamb shanks. I've just dusted these in a bit of normal everyday flour, and just cook them until they've got a nice bit of colour on them. Okay, once you've browned your lamb shanks, just take them out and put them aside on a plate, and then we'll get the onion and the bacon in. We'll just throw a little bit of the beer in to help deglaze the pan a little bit. And we'll just cook the onion until it gets a little bit of colour and goes opaque, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, the onion softened up a little bit, got a little bit of colour on it now. We'll just pour in the condensed tomato soup. I'll just wash the can out with the leftover bit of beer that we've got. We'll tip in the balsamic and rosemary jus. And the 2 anchovy fillets. They'll just break down during the cooking process and you won't even know they're there by the end. Just give that a bit of a stir. Once that comes back to the boil, we'll pop the lamb in, we'll lower the heat, and we'll cook it for about 3 hours. Okay, now the sauce is back to the boil. We'll just pop our lamb shanks in. Just alternate them thick end to thin end. There we go. Now, put it on the lowest heat on your stove. You can also cook it in your oven, and once you've cooked it you can actually put it in a slow cooker as well if you like. Every hour or so turn your lamb shanks over, and with about half an hour to go just add your green peppercorns. Just add a little bit of pepper. There we go. So yeah, 3 hours on a low heat, turn them 2 or 3 times and then they'll be ready to eat. Okay, after about 2.5 hours, we'll just add the green peppercorns, pop them in, stir them in, just keep it ticking over about half an hour and then we'll be ready to serve. Okay, there we go, after 3 hours. Couple of lamb shanks served up on a bed of mashed potato, nice peppery mashed potato. Good for the kids. I hope you try it, I hope you enjoy it.
Hey, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. See you next time.